If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
ACT, did you see this?
If it ain't official Dana J, Prima Donna News, I don't even want to see it.
But I know that there's more for you, more for us.
Children, rain all night long, didn't it all, rain, children, rain all night long. Didn't it all? Didn't it all? Oh, my Lord, didn't it rain?
You can't run from it. You can't deny it. You can't pass it off. It's your call. God knew what he was doing. He knew who he was calling, and he expertly and intricately detailed every aspect of your life, your being, your persona, your psyche, your physicality, everything about you, from the texture of your hair to the color of your eyes to the way that you laugh to the fingerprint on your thumb. Everything is connected to your calling, and until you walk into the fullness of the thing that you were created for, you will find yourself frustrated. You're called.
This is a manufactured criminal case.
Ridiculous charges.
What happened today was offensive to the Constitution.
They've never articulated the crime here.
Awaken the sleeping giant.
What the radical left Democrats are counting on is your silence and your submission.
No one's going to stop us. No one's going to slow us down.
And the only way for us to fight back successfully is to elect Donald Trump in November.
When President Trump came out and said the real verdict will be on November 5th, he couldn't be more right.
But don't get mad. Get motivated.
We will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
that Cash App, $ official Dana J if you love the content. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Amelia, Angela. Hey, L'Oreal B. Like I say, I got some great folks in here, man. Shout out to the people that's watching on all the other platforms. I've chose to not go live on Instagram because they like censoring people that talk about Trump. But I got some things to talk about today. I got some questions. So go ask your friends, your friends' friends, your cousin friends, your uncle friends, your friends, their friends. What's going on, y'all? Faces and Beyond, what's going on? I need y'all to go and get them because I got some questions to ask. And I got an announcement to make. I have an announcement to make. First things first, if you are in the Atlanta area and you're looking for a realtor, you're looking for somebody to sell you some homes, somebody that's great at what they're doing, get at me. I got the perfect team for you. Only thing I'm saying is when you speak to these ladies, just say Dana J sent me. They are about their business. They are down to the pack, down to the punch, and they not going to let you slip. I was meeting with them today, and I'm going to be honest, today was the first day that I ever felt humbled in a group of women that ever was selling me something. Because normally when people are selling me something, I normally have the upper hand. But today I was humbled, and I'm thankful about that because it's nothing like women that know what they're doing. And I got to say, shout out to the women that know what they're doing. And L'Oreal is one of the best people I can say. I mean, by hook or by crook, listen, they are about their business. So if you're in Atlanta and you're looking for some property, get at me. I'll definitely put you in touch with them and watch them do what they do. And I mean, and they do their thing for real. Shout out to L'Oreal. I'm just saying, like, hey, shout out to the radio station in Memphis, man. I will, but like I say, their stuff has gone out. I have 2 orders that need to go out. Listen, if you want your Dana J seasoning, don't be shy. Hit me at danajspices@yahoo.com. Don't be shy. You need these spices for your food and stuff for this Thanksgiving coming up. I don't support Thanksgiving because I am Native. And again, I'm gonna say this much. If you're listening, I'm about to embark on something. I need 5 people to email me at bookdanaj@gmail.com. I do not want to do this alone, but if I have to, I will. So I'm going to say this. If you are a supporter of R. Kelly, I'm not asking you for no money, but if you're a supporter of R. Kelly and if you believe that he's been done wrong, get at me at bookdanaj@gmail.com. I'm going to set up a Zoom meeting for me and 5 other people. We're going to put some things on pen and paper, and I have to submit it by a certain day. I think some people know what I'm reaching for right now. So if that's you and you want to be a part of what I'm trying to do and what the Dream Team is sponsoring to do, I'm telling you, get at me. Because I got to type this up and I got to have it done right. And I'm going to have some people that know punctuation to look at it. Because Dana I misspell some words quickly. And I tell you, you know what that means. So shout out to everybody that's there. L'Oreal said, thank you. Like I say, she support me and I support her. Thank you. We work hard for our people and working hard for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your business and support, and I'm here to do the same. Thank you so much, L'Oreal. And the one thing I'm going to tell you, if you do business with her and somebody try to call and get your business, she ain't telling nothing. She ain't telling nothing. So don't think you're going to be there to try to get some information about somebody. Nah, she ain't telling nothing. So I said it to say this. A lot of things been going on today. On Facebook, I had, like I say, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I went after one of my friends, better known as Jamal Harrison Bryant Jr. And I know some people's like, oh, what you mean you went after him? I just had to tell the truth. I just had to tell the truth about the misleading and about the things that's going on. And, you know, some folks was like, oh, no, that's his right. He can endorse who he want to endorse. That's true. That's true. I never said that Jamal Harrison Bryant cannot endorse who he feels. I never said that. But what I did say is for a woman to turn around and deny the Christian faith in less than 24 hours, you invite the demon in your pulpit to preach to the people. That's misleading. And as a homeboy of Jamal Bryant, I feel like since ain't nobody else going to tell him he's wrong, I can tell him he's wrong in the public because it was done in the public. Make it make sense. Am I destroying his character? No. I won't even let people talk about him. But as a homeboy, I can talk about Jamal. Somebody that knew Jamal since he was 14 years old. Probably more than some of these people that say that they his brother. However, it's a mixed feeling about it because people that he talked to on a regular, and I'm not one of them, but people that he talked to on a regular took offense to that and said, Jamal ain't even checking for you. So I have a question. When you go on Facebook and YouTube and other places and you talk about something that's in the public that didn't sit well with you, was that person checking for you? Let's make it make sense. If they not checking for you and you can speak on them, why can't I check on somebody who ain't checking for me? These are the things that make you go, But I'm not here to further that. I understand it's a lot of people that's losing their god daggone mind. And before I really get started, I'm going to say this. Today, my dad's 74th birthday. And he got a lot of offspring. Lord have mercy. He got offspring in different parts of the area codes of the world. So shout out to you, Pop. You doing your big one. You looking good. Just got off the line with you. Got your little haircut going. I see you. Got you. And my dad about to go to strip club. He about to throw some ones. 74 years old. And for the siblings who ain't hit dad up yet and ain't say nothing, shame on you. Because you on my chat watching me. So don't watch me if you ain't calling dad. That's how I'm putting it. So, for the liberals that's losing their mind, I'm going to say this on behalf of MAGA, since I am the sergeant at arms for MAGAville. We ain't here to make you feel any worse. I can easily say I told you so, but I'm not here for that. We're here to try to steer a country in the place where it should be. And I understand a lot of people say they flee in the country. Bye, go, don't come back. Barack Obama has fled the country with his wife, husband, Big Mike. Don't come back. Bye. And you can't go to Libya, though. So I'm going to be asking you a number of questions. And I'm going to be showing a number of slides, right? First slide I'm going to show you is these liberals. These liberals have lost their mind. Check this out. And the president of the United States is Donald J. Trump.
No! What the fuck? No!
We are fucking over, you fucking dumbass. I hope that you choke on a piece of concrete and literally go to hell. I will see you in fucking hell, you fucking asshole.
Why?
We're about to show you some more of the latest complete meltdowns and freakouts by leftists here in the United States because they think the second coming of Hitler has come with President Trump being reelected for the third time to be the 47th president of the United States. They have Stockholm syndrome. They love the establishment. They love their abusers. They think that they're the mavericks, the underdogs, the rebels. But conservatives and populists who are making fun of them need to understand that these people were brought up in this culture. They were set in front of the television by their parents. They were then brainwashed by the educational system.
Facts.
And these are fellow Americans who we lost to the brainwashing.
Facts.
And so I really don't think it's a laughing matter, even though at certain levels I understand it's hilarious. But when you understand how truly illiterate these people are on just how culture and systems work, they have no street smarts, you understand that it is the process that has been rolled out of social engineering that has allowed this. So I'd like to ask the really smart folks here on X and at InfoWars, how do you think we should respond to these people and address these people? Because I would say about a third of the young people that I actually know here in the United States are somewhat close to this, particularly girls. And they don't know what the real threats in society are. They don't understand the real issues. They are brainwashed by the corporate media and by the educational system and really do believe that we're coming to kill them. So again, I ask everybody the question here. I do want to reach out to these people. I do want to somehow show them some real humanity and truth, but I quite frankly don't know how to do it because they're so locked in the controls. Now, the globalists, the big social engineers, the BlackRock, Bill Gates systems of the world, obviously we can't reach out to them. They're cold-blooded psychopaths, sociopaths, know exactly what they're doing. But for these young people and others, it really is sad to see them locked in this mental illness. And so I ask all of you again, how do you think we reach out to them? Here's some more of the very, very sad behavior.
How did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
All I can say is how fucking dare you?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote, fuck you.
Senate race. It's not gonna happen. Go Kamala.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
How the fuck is this still happening? All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
I'm sorry to all my friends who are Trump supporters.
Lord,
I don't understand how scared of this man I am. If this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy and they'll just be celebrating. And everyone else, everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends.
How dare you put this man into office for another 4 years, knowing damn well what it means for our country, what it means for us as a people.
To know that there is that much ignorance, and that much hate in this country, it's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. How the fuck are we back in this same situation again? Who the fuck is voting for him? Genuinely.
Fuck you. I don't want to hear about how shitty your life gets under his policies.
Oh my God.
Live with that decision. Sit with it. Let it make you uncomfortable. Fuck you.
I'm just saying that's kind of harsh. That's kind of wild. So what gets me is the stuff that's really going on. So my first question is, should Antifa be listed as a terrorist organization? Put in the chat yes or no. Should Antifa be listed as a terrorist organization? Put in the chat yes or no. Should Antifa be listed as a terrorist organization? Excuse me. I want to know what y'all think. Should Antifa be listed as a terrorist organization? Yes or no? I want to see what y'all think. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Ooh. Let's go. Right, Joe. Right, Mama Mary. That part, Willie. So with that being said, everybody said yes. Yes. Mama Mary said yes. So Antifa, I think Antifa should be listed as a terrorist organization, especially what they did last night. Last night was so terrible, and I'm glad the police was there to break it up. However, somebody put the first order of business for the new GOP Congress must be pass the National Voter ID Act, pass the SAVE Act, force states to clean up voter rolls, reinforce existing laws, the law requiring an election day, not an election week or month, limit mail-in ballots. Okay. That's Grandpa talking. Hold on. Let's keep going. I want to talk about this because I am pissed. And I'm going to tell you why I'm pissed. Because I was an advocate for LeBron James. When everybody was talking about banning him and putting him out the league, I was an advocate for LeBron James. I love LeBron James. LeBron James is a great player, but he's against Donald Trump. And what he said was LeBron James responded to Trump's victory with a heavy heart, sharing a photo of himself with his daughter and expressing concerns for her safety, vowing to protect her, which a father should. In his caption, he added, "We don't need their help," a possible reference to Trump and his supporters. But was LeBron ever concerned about the underage kids attending Diddy's parties? Uh-oh. Not that. I wonder, is LeBron concerned about a man going to the bathroom with his daughter? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Was LeBron ever concerned with a man dressed like a woman going to the bathroom with his daughter? This is what I mean when I say people are ill-informed. Because what Trump is trying to stop, they voting for people, or they wanted people to win that's encouraging it. This is when you know you are misinformed. And if I could talk to LeBron James right now, I would have a nice heart-to-heart and let him know what's really going on. Because what he think is going on is not what's going on. Y'all heard me? What he think is going on is not what's going on. And the sad part about it is he have no idea of what's really going on. So somebody put Savage Daughter put this out here and said we want other things as well. It's about saving the children. So let's see what it say. And in Arizona, the people have spoken. Okay, so what was on the ballot in Arizona? Arizona voters approved Proposition 313, mandating life sentences for child trafficking. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God that Proposition 313 has came into effect. Thank God. See, but you don't hear, Jamal Bryant, I'm talking about this. Arizona voters passed Proposition 313 to require a life sentence for anyone convicted of child SA and trafficking. The measure eliminates judicial discretion that currently allows sentences ranging from 7 years to life, depending on the facts of a case. The Associated Press called the race before midnight on Election Day. Arizona election results are unofficial until local and state officials have tallied all ballots and certified results. Shout out to my homegirl, Carrie Lake, out there that's doing her thing, that came all the way back and is about to win Arizona Senate seat. Go, Carrie, go. We see this as a clear message that Arizona will not tolerate child SA and trafficking, said Yavapai County Sheriff David Rhodes, a supporter of the measure. The severity of these sentences reflects our commitment to protecting children. Opponents of Proposition 313 said the measure would end up harming the people it intends to protect. Victims of SAN are often forced to participate in the prostitution of others. And Jenna Panias, CEO of the Arizona Coalition to End SA and Domestic Violence, she has spoken as well. Shout out to the people in Arizona that won 61.1 to 38.9. That's what I'm talking about. However, let's pay attention to some things. Democrat Pennsylvania Senator Bob Casey has lost his election. Another Senate seat flipped for the Republicans, right? So Laura Loomer wanted to know, just like everybody else wanted to know, why did he incite violence against President Trump? Let's see what he had to say.
Hello, Senator Casey. Will you apologize for calling President Trump a threat to democracy in wake of the Trump assassination attempt? Would a shooter accused President Trump of being a threat to democracy? So will you apologize for calling Trump a threat to democracy? You called him a threat to democracy countless times, Senator. We have the receipts. Are you sure you don't want to answer?
Wow. That's what happens normally, when they get caught. But I got a question to ask everybody out there. I want you to take a good look at this picture right here, right? I'm starting to wonder about something. Young Thug case was a disgrace to Georgia. Would you agree? Yes or no? If you agree that Young Thug case was a disgrace to Georgia and to the prosecution. I'm sorry, and to the prosecutorial movement of Georgia, say yes or no. Because I got a question. If you pay attention to the fifth man on the end, don't that look like Judge Glanville to y'all? I'm just asking the question. Do that look like Judge Glanville to y'all? I'm just asking the question. Do that look like Judge Glanville to y'all? The one all the way on the end right here with the bald head and the gray. Do that look like Judge Glanville to y'all? Some people going to say no. Some people going to say yes. But I just want to know if this look like Judge Glanville to y'all. Do this look like Judge Glanville? If so, what is he doing on a January 6th committee? Once again, I want to say shout out to the Black Alpha Network that took the words directly out my mouth. I'm going to say, Janet Jackson, I stand with you for standing up to the bullies. You are definitely a certified sister. So while the other celebrities were tap dancing for Kamala Harris, you stood your ground and you stood on principle and you never apologized. Thank you so much. Now, what I'm about to do is show y'all a video. A short video is a parody, but let's laugh about this. Let's have some fun.
Hello, this is Obama. Hey, Obama, it's me, Kamala. Oh, gosh, it's Kamala. Hello? Hi, Hillary. It's Kamala. I think you have the wrong number.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Hello? Nancy? It's Kamala. Hang on. I'm getting another call. Hello? Hey, Putin. It's me, Kamala. Hello. How are you doing? Not good. I lost. Psych. This is my voicemail. Leave me a message after the tone.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Hello? Hey, Zelensky, it's me, Kamala. Can I call you back? I'm on the phone with Trump. Yeah, I guess.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Hello? Hey, Liz. It's Kamala. There's no Liz here. Sorry. Liz?
The number you dialed is not in service.
Hello? Hey, Joe. I didn't do it. You, bitch. Joe, I won't
The
come
number you
home.
dialed is not in service.
This is Trump. Who's this? Trump. It's Kamala. What's that? I give up.
Pray the pimp's prayer. Lord, please pray for the soul of this bitch and guide my pimp hand and make it strong, Lord, so that she might learn a hoe's place.
So, let's go here. The White House just rushed $6 billion the White House just rushed $6 billion in Ukraine aid before Trump's inauguration. $6 billion to stick $6 billion to Ukraine, but we have people here. But we have but we have people here that's homeless. $6 billion to Ukraine, and we got troops that need a place to stay. We got troops that need medical care. Things that make go, This brother right here, Dom LaCreur, always standing on business. I see you January the 6th, brother. I do need Donald Trump to pardon Tina Peters. Tina Peters is the one that blew the lid on the fact that elections officials deleted the access, audit, and adjudication files from Dominion voting systems in Colorado. Without her preserving the records, we would have never, and I mean we would have never known about this. The radical Democrat judge in her case refused nearly all of her witnesses and excluded virtually all of her defenses, then sentenced her to 9 years in prison. Tina Peters is a Gold Star mom, a patriot, and a political prisoner in America. She must, I'm with you, John, she must be freed. Shout out to Lauren Boebert. She just won her re-election. The red wave is what we was talking about. This would have happened in 2020 if things wasn't stolen. So I'm gonna ask this question. When you use AI to replace every mention of our democracy, which we don't have a democracy because we're a republic, and you take democracy and switch the word to bureaucracy, a lot of things start making sense like this.
If the Democrats fail, it might be the end of American bureaucracy.
Our bureaucracy really is in fundamental peril.
The foundations of American bureaucracy under attack. They want to destroy our bureaucracy.
We are a bureaucracy in danger.
We're watching an election where people are on the ballot openly advocating the end of bureaucracy.
That's what Republicans are doing, attacking bureaucracy, attempting to destroy bureaucracy, and they're doing it with glee.
This is the end of bureaucracy in America.
When will America stop sleepwalking towards the end of bureaucracy?
Right. It's Democrats versus, as Bill Kristol says, the end of bureaucracy.
We are essentially, as Neil put it, one vote away from sort of the end of bureaucracy as we know it.
I think our bureaucracy and the stability of that bureaucracy is really the thing on the ballot and really so important.
What up, Judah? So like I say, and the best news in life, Elon Musk files an $80 million lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg, and The View claims they are lying about me. Do you support Elon Musk on this? I surely do. Oh man, I hope Elon Musk bankrupt The View. Jesus. So in this video right here, in this video that I'm about to show, General Flynn predicts historic Trump victory, but warns the deep state has a plan to strike back, which they do. And their plan to strike back is not to certify Donald Trump's win. And they want to just give it to Kamala Harris on January the 6th, which will prompt a civil war. Check this out.
So on the battlefield, we talk about fighting through the objective, right? So I give somebody an objective, take that hill. And what I want them to do is I not only want them to take that hill, but I want them to fight through the hill. I want them to go to the other side, and I want them to continue to crush the enemy that we are facing. And so tonight we are going to put nails into the coffin of the globalists, right? These people will not go away. If we don't fight through the objective, if we don't achieve what it is that we need to achieve today, which is a victory for Donald J. Trump to be the next president of the United States, now what we're going to have to do is fight through that objective and go to the other side and start attacking down the hill, chase them back into the through the gates of hell, if you will.
It is election day, the day of doom for the globalists. 2024, as Trump said Sunday in a speech in Pennsylvania, 9 years of struggle to engage these people in these battles, but we are very close to winning the war today, the war to get him in. Then the real war starts to keep him alive, to get him in office on the 20th of January, and to good people in the government, and to restore the republic, and to put us back on a path of the great nation, the greatest nation in the history of the world that we were, as a city on the hill, a light to the world. General Flynn, who was the main enemy of the globalists when Trump first got in 2016, his main advisor, is here now breaking down the globalist plan. And before we went to break, he just gotten up to the point of explaining that he believes, and I believe we're about to win today, or in the next few weeks, even if it's disputed, but then the enemy is going to strike back. It's key to start getting into that battle space. General Flynn, finish up.
Right. So on the battlefield, we talk about fighting through the objective, right? So I give somebody an objective, take that hill. And what I want them to do is I not only want them to take that hill, but I want them to fight through the hill. I want them to go to the other side and I want them to continue to crush the enemy that we are facing. And so tonight we are going to put nails into the coffin of the globalists, right? And this is very, very real. But what we have to understand, to your great, wonderful audience and many, many others that will hear this, is we have to fight all the way through this objective. That means we have to continue to keep that message alive, to keep the idea of what it means to be an American, what it means to have the liberties that we have. These people will not go away if we don't fight through the objective, if we don't achieve what it is that we need to achieve today, which is a victory for Donald J. Trump to be the next president of the United States. Now what we're going to have to do is fight through that objective and go to the other side and start attacking down the hill, chase them back through the gates of hell, if you will. And that's something that we're going to have to do, because they are not going to suddenly go away. These are not people that will easily give in, and they will have other, what we call in the military, branches and sequels. They're going to have other ways to fight back, and they're going to try different ways. And I do believe one of them that I said earlier, Alex, is this idea of going after this man physically. I mean, the spiritual nature of the war that we are in, this is clearly a good versus evil. And America, for the most part of our 250 years, we've been a good nation. We are a humble nation. We are a courageous nation. We have courageous people. We are the most giving nation on the planet. And we can continue to be that way with the right leadership, instead of, taking and taking and taking from the people of our country and giving it away to people who don't deserve it, frankly, in many cases. So the plans that they have, that our opposition has, are many, and we have to be ready for them. And this is why I say, I kind of, take a deep breath here. I want people to understand, feel good about a victory, because we are going to achieve a victory. Feel good about it. But now take a deep breath, and let's get to where we start to feel very, we really start to focus, and we start to say, okay, what's next? And we start to look at what's next, and we start to take action for what's next. That means those people that are operating at the local level that have been a big component of fighting at the local, means local action. It means continue to get involved in your communities, in your churches, continue to speak out about the goodness of America and against this globalist takeover, because these people are not done. We have somebody to the north in Trudeau. We have a sort of a growth in communism to our south in Mexico. We have the Chinese, and this government is not going to. Our current government does not talk about the Chinese infiltration into every segment of our country, all the institutions, whether it's education or whether it's our government. And the Chinese are part of this force, this enemy formation that we are facing, the globalists. So what I want to do is I want to just give you their battle plan, okay? The globalists have a couple of things in mind, and they've already begun. They began with the COVID indoctrination, right? I mean, the last few years, and the whole thing about the Wuhan virus, the China virus, as Trump calls it, that was intentionally designed to basically determine if they could actually control the world, right? I mean, and they did. They used COVID and the Wuhan virus, the China virus, to do that. That's number one. That's part of their plan to just determine if they, how far they could actually go to gain some type of leverage over literally the globe. And they were able to do that, and everybody has experienced that. Now, in America, we're not going to be fooled again by that. So, but they were able to achieve a modicum of success. And I can talk to the details of that, where, closing down certain churches, closing down small businesses, going after and dividing the people in this country into different camps. The second thing, and they just finished up, is the BRICS consortium, which is the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and many other nations now that are going to change away from the US dollar as the currency of choice. So this is the economic shift that the globalists want in order to gain control with components like the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, World Health Organization. Of course, the World Health is tied into the COVID madness that we experienced, but that's part of their plan. And then the third thing really is this whole thing, and this is why I'm here, is this whole thing about health and human migration, right? These people believe in mass migration, and they don't care if it's illegal. Now, I will tell you, Trudeau, Biden, and Obrador out of Mexico, he's not in charge in Mexico now. They signed off They signed off on a pact. Most people don't understand what this means. Basically, a North American pact for human migration where all borders are seamless, right? People can move back and forth. So the idea to get after America with so many illegals, and now we're talking, and there's a recent study, and I think it was either out of Yale or Harvard, I believe Yale, recent study that talked about 22 million illegals are in the United States of America right now. So the monumental task to not only shut the border down, but to do a deportation of illegals out of this country, particularly the terrorists and the criminals that we know are here, that the Biden administration allowed. What I want people to understand, those three components, right? The migration, the illegal migration, the health components, the economic situation, and then of course what they did with the COVID madness, I call it. It's just a madness because the globalist intention is to take our sovereignty away, bring us under a global system of government. Where I mentioned some of these organizations, the World Economic Forum is kind of the command and control headquarters for their battle plans, right? People like Klaus Schwab, Yuval Noah Harari, and many others. You got Bill Gates, you got George Soros. These people, this isn't Mike Flynn's conspiracy theory. These are intentional actions and words that these people have said in various forums over the last probably 10 years. And now what happened to them, their plan where Obama left office, the plan was to have Hillary come in and we wouldn't be having this conversation, Alex, and to your beautiful audience. What we'd be talking about is we'd be talking about what levels of socialism would be enforced in our country had we gotten Hillary Clinton. But what happened was, and it was a miracle. The miracle was that Donald Trump made the decision back in 2015, summer of 2015, and I met with him actually that summer, where he said, I'm going to run for president of the United States. And of course, the whole political world went crazy and said, oh, this guy's a joke. And Donald Trump won, and he won in 2016. And I feel today, sitting here today, 2 years or 8 years ago, right? I feel very similar to the way I felt on the election day of 2016. I feel a sense of energy in the country, a sense of renewedness, a sense of sort of refreshment from the people of our country, because the thing about the American people and what is still in our DNA is something called freedom and liberty. And the American people are not about to give that up to some yardbirds that are part of this globalist system. And these people are very real. I mean, I think most of your audience is going to be aware of it because you've been talking about it for so long. Now the challenge going forward, and I was saying this, and I'm not sure that it all got picked up because I know we had a bad connection, but I think it's really important for me to emphasize. So I am assuming a victory for Donald Trump, but that doesn't mean you get out of line. You stay in line and you vote. And we want to continue to have that overwhelming vote. But going forward, this is when the real hard work begins. This is when the real sacrifices are going to begin. And one of the things that I have continued to emphasize within the Trump camp, particularly with President Donald J. Trump, is his own personal safety. These people have already tried to kill him a couple of times. And we know that there are foreign elements in place that will work with domestic elements to try to take this man out, or try to take members of his family out, or D, all of the above. And I mean that, and I'm very serious about that. We are in a completely different time in history.
You and I both, in the week before they tried to kill him in July, both said it. So absolutely. Exactly. I mean, that politically, historically, that's the only move they've got left, basically. So we need to be watching for that.
Now, the other thing is, and here's another piece of history that we are about to go into, okay? Because history you always think about in the back. Like going forward. So Donald Trump is going to go into his sentencing hearing on November 26th, okay? In front of this Judge Marchant up in New York, which is a state court. And this is going to be interesting because let's assume a big victory tonight, right? Now, a couple of weeks later, and we have a constitutional process between the election day and when he gets finally, confirmed, and the Electoral College, gets his final vote. And that's like what happened on 6 January of 2020, the setup, or the setup by, and I put Nancy Pelosi right at the head of that with the likes of people like Obama. So the setup of January 6th. So we have a constitutional process we're going to go through. Well, now the new thing going forward in the historical context is we've never had a president, right, a former president convicted of felonies, and God knows even what these things are about. I still, and I've studied a lot of this, I still can't totally tell what he was convicted for, but he's going to go in front of this judge. So if he, when he wins today, 26 November, he goes in for sentencing. If he is elected as the president in the next 24 hours, right, and it comes out that he's an overwhelming victory, what does this judge do? And how does the left respond? My guess is that they will seriously consider putting this man in jail. And then what they do, what the left does, and this is a scenario, Alex, I'm laying out a scenario, a bit of a hypothetical, but I know how these people think because I have had to fight these kinds of battles against opposing ideologies in my own experiences, not only as a, on the battlefield, but as a senior intelligence officer in support of big strategic issues that this country has been involved in. So one of the scenarios is they put this man in jail, they put him in prison. And then what the left does is they go, we can't certify a convicted felon, for president of the United States. And they start going rabid crazy, like a rabid dog. And they start going crazy about how they can't certify this guy, he's in prison, blah, 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 blah. And this is where the American people have to shore up. And this is why I say, tactically, we're talking about another 2.5 months between now and the inauguration day. The man has got to stay alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, Election Day 2024 is here. Trump is going to win big, but they're trying to steal.
So that was General Flynn giving us the whole breakdown of what was going on. And yeah, it is what it is. Things happened, things were said, things was done. I'm gonna be honest. I want to see Trump get all of those folks that did him dirty. I want to see Trump lock up everybody that played with him. And let's see how some of these other folks talk about, oh no, he a felon. Okay, let's talk about the people who should be locked up for treason. And I'm gonna go here. The reason why some billionaires like Bill Gates himself are supporting Kamala Harris or did support Kamala Harris is that they are terrified Trump will release the Epstein client list when he win the election. And he did win the election. So I'm just waiting for Trump to release the client list. I'm definitely waiting for Trump to release the client list. And I'm just saying, like a lot of folks. Now I'm gonna ask this question: Should Trump ban George Soros from America? Yes or no? Should Donald J. Trump ban George Soros from America? I think he should. I think he should. I think he should. Also, I think The View should be canceled. That's just my view. Just like I think Fani Willis should be thrown in prison for the false charges she brought up against Young Thug and Donald Trump. But this is what I haven't heard in a long time. I haven't heard nobody give Liz Cheney the butt whooping that she deserves. With that being said, I want to listen to what's happening to Liz Cheney. Check this out.
We know now that she was conducting backdoor secret communications with Cassidy Hutchinson. This was facilitated by Alyssa Farah Griffin, who is now on The View. She connected Liz Cheney with Cassidy Hutchinson, who had already testified 3 times behind closed doors to this committee. She was an aide to then Chief of Staff Mark Meadows on January 6th. Liz Cheney gets in communication with her. All of a sudden, Cassidy Hutchinson lets go of her attorney, Stephan Passantino, who has a lawsuit, by the way, against the federal government, including the J6 committee for defamation, for trying to destroy his career. Because what Liz Cheney apparently did is get Cassidy to let go of Stephan, hire 2 other attorneys, and then all of a sudden her story changed. There she is, June 28th, 2022, making up full cloth the story about alleged conduct by the president in the SUV that day. Everyone has denied that story, including the driver of the limo and including Bobby Engel, who was his security detail. She gave this dramatic, sensational account of what she had heard happened. None of it happened. It is a complete fabrication. Now, she did this under oath, right? She also then changed her testimony about seeing weapons or hearing about weapons at the ellipse. She had testified previously she didn't hear it. Then all of a sudden she did hear it. She claimed that she wrote a note that was supposed to be a tweet that Mark Meadows was dictating that the president could post that day. She said she wrote the note. She didn't write it. It was another attorney in the White House who wrote it. Why would you lie about that? Totally perjured herself. Liz Cheney very likely suborned that perjury, encouraged her to do this, but also tampering with a witness, fabricating evidence, interfering in a congressional investigation. She was a sitting, obviously, congresswoman. She also is an attorney. So they also have a bar complaint. Stephen Miller's America First filed a bar complaint against Liz Cheney, because you're not supposed to talk to someone who is already represented by an outside counsel. So, but this is just the beginning of that too, Benny. We know, and we've talked about destruction of evidence by this committee. All of the videotaped depositions, over 1,000 witnesses to this committee, all those videos have been destroyed. Representative Barry Loudermilk, who's overseeing this investigation into the J6 committee, says that there's numerous records and documents that are missing and have been destroyed. So people need to be held accountable for that. I mean, Liz Cheney, rule of law, Constitution, you know, all the stuff she likes to say. Back at you, bitch.
That's exactly what you posted. Here you go. We will enforce the rule of law and the Constitution. You and your committee will be investigated for fabricating evidence, tampering with witnesses, suborning perjury, and conspiring to defraud the United States of America. Get ready. You know, Cassidy Hutchinson, man, we've watched her in news interviews.
Wow. Jeez. Cassidy Hutchinson ain't playing. This is what I mean. Have y'all seen this guy? I think he need to be brought up on charges. I wonder, will Trump force these record companies to turn over these artists' catalog? And that's a good idea. You know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So let's see what Trump got to say. Hold on.
3 years from now, the United States will celebrate the biggest and most important milestone in our country's history. 250 years of American independence. What a great country. And we have to keep it that way. But that's why, as a nation, we should be preparing for a most spectacular birthday party. We want to make it the best of all time. Here is my plan to give America's founding in 1776 the incredible anniversary it truly deserves. On day one, I will convene a White House task force called Salute to America 250. It will be responsible for coordinating with state and local governments to ensure not just one day of celebration, but an entire year of festivities across the nation, starting on Memorial Day 2025 and continuing through July 4th, 2026.
Oh, wow.
Second, I will work with all 50 governors, Republican and Democrat alike, to create the Great American State Fair, a unique one-year exhibition featuring pavilions from all 50 states. It'll be something. The Great American State Fair will showcase the glory of every state in the Union, promote pride in our history, and put forth innovative visions for America's future. My hope is that the amazing people of Iowa will work with my administration to open up the legendary Iowa State Fairgrounds to host the Great American State Fair and welcome millions and millions of visitors from around the world to the heartland of America for this special one-time festival. Together we will build it and they will come. Third, alongside the Great American State Fair, we will host major sporting contests for high school athletes. These are great athletes, wonderful athletes from fantastic high schools all around the country. These Patriot Games will allow young Americans from every state to show off the best of American skills, sportsmanship, and competitive spirit. Fourth, I will sign an executive order to bring back our National Garden of American Heroes, which we want to build very badly, commission artists for the first 100 statues to populate this new statuary park honoring the greatest Americans of all time. Fifth, as president, I will invite the leaders and citizens of nations around the world to visit the United States in honor of our 250th anniversary. It's going to be great. America's tourist industry should get ready because we're going to have a lot of people coming. It will be a record year. And finally, and most importantly, I will ask America's great religious communities to pray for our nation and our people as we prepare for this momentous occasion. From the very beginning, America has been a country sustained and strengthened by prayer and by our communities of faith. As we chart a course toward the next 250 years, let us come together and rededicate ourselves as one nation under God. Thank you.
Wow. That's a big joint right there. That's a big joint right there. That's a big joint. Whoa, wait a minute. Clinton Foundation CEO Kevin Thurm is stepping down right after the election results. Thurm, who joined the foundation as COO in 2015 and became CEO in 2017, leaves amid ongoing scrutiny of one of the largest organizations linked to alleged crimes against children. Ooh! You know what? I don't know if Tika Nelson passed away. I'm wondering why all these people stepping down. Like what's really going on?
Rosie O'Donnell, John Stamos,
Hold on.
Robert De Niro, Rob Reiner, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and others. From The View, Rachel Maddow, Mark Ruffalo, Mark Hamill, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Richard Marx, Alec Baldwin, Pink, Ron Howard, Julia Roberts, George Clooney, Leo DiCaprio, Oprah, Cardi B, Lizzo, Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, Jennifer Garner, J-Lo, Andy Cohen, Cher, Bryan Cranston, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kathy Griffin, Michael Keaton, Rosie O'Donnell, John Stamos, Eva Longoria, John Legend and his wife, Spike Lee, Sean Astin, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, Jon Stewart, Bill Maher, Alyssa Milano, Bruce Springsteen, Barbara Streisand, Mark Cuban, and others.
They all the people that was on Diddy's a freak off list. Hold on, wait. American singer Cher said she will buy a one-way ticket to London if Donald Trump becomes president. Bye. We ain't miss you. Do you support Donald Trump prosecuting every? Yes, I do. Do you support Donald Trump prosecuting every news station who interfered in the election? I do. I do. I do. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I don't even think you fucking assholes realize what you did. Now because you elected Trump in office, I gotta go and spend fucking less for gas, less at groceries, have a savings account that my kids can actually be proud of. We could actually do something with it. I don't know, maybe like a vacation to Florida or something. Who knows? Now I gotta get used to a strong economy, secure borders, no new wars. What kind of shit is that? Make America great again. I don't even think you fucking assholes realize what you did. Now because you elected Trump in office, I gotta go and spend fucking less for gas, less at groceries, have a savings account that my kids can actually be proud of. We could actually do something with it. I don't know, maybe like a vacation to Florida or something. Who knows? Now I gotta get used to a strong economy, secure borders, no new wars. What kind of shit is that? Make America great again.
Man, listen, give us Rob and keep Puffy. That's how I feel. Give us Rob and keep Puffy. Give us Rob and keep Puffy. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. Ooh. 98% of the ballots have been counted in Pennsylvania, yet they're still refusing to call the Senate race. Why are Democrats trying to stop the people's will? Dave McCormick won. Call it and end this sharing facts. Now, pay attention to what Ed O'Bannon just said, because justice is coming. Check this out.
You stole the 2020 election. You've mocked and ridiculed and put people in prison and broken people's lives because you said this thing was stolen. This entire phony thing is getting swept out. Biden's getting swept out. Kamala Harris is getting swept out. MSNBC is getting swept out. The Justice Department's getting swept out. The FBI is getting swept out. You people suck. Okay, and now you're going to pay the price for trying to destroy this country. And I'm going to.
Wow. So it's so much. It's so much that's coming out. I pray that Trump, I pray that Trump go ahead and do what he do and start deporting these folks. That's just where I'm at. And here's my thing. Yes, will they keep their promise? Will John Legend get the hell out the city? Okay. Oh. So wait a minute. What the heck? Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Mass protests begin in Chicago, developing. What is the process about? Hold on, let me see what this protest is about. Hold on. Oh. They don't want Trump to be president. Oh. Here we go. It's only a matter of time. Like they said, here we go. So Chicago voted for Kamala Harris, right? Right. I thought Harris won Illinois. That's what they say. So I'm starting to believe that the whole migrant push in Chicago was nothing but just a media push for them to get on TV. Because if Kamala Harris won Chicago or Illinois the way they do it, and this is downtown Chicago, If that's the case, then this is weird. They want to protest Trump winning. First of all, this is Trump's third time winning. He won in 2016, he won in 2020, and then he turned around and won again by what? A landslide in 2024. I'm going to be honest with you. The Democrats don't have nothing coming because J.D. Vance is next. It's either J.D. Vance or Eric Trump. And then after that, Barron's coming. So, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Hold on, Cardi B going off too? But let's see what this crazy one say.
All right, so listen, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now, okay? So you little trumpets, like, y'all won. I know y'all happy, whatever the fuck. Ain't nobody acting like bitter losers. However, y'all need to leave me the fuck alone. Because I got one more fucking cigarette in me before I start lighting your asses up. All right? And that's word to the United States of motherfucking America. Yeah. All right, so listen, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now, okay? So you little trumpets, like, y'all won. I know y'all happy, whatever the fuck. Ain't nobody acting like bitter losers. However, y'all need to leave me the fuck alone. Because I got one more fucking cigarette in me before I start lighting your asses up. All right? And that's word to the United States of motherfucking America.
That is, you know what? I think everybody that's on the MAGA side that supported Cardi B, I think everybody just need to stop supporting these people. That's what I think. And shout out to Scott Pressler. Because he won Pennsylvania by himself. He brought the whole Amish people out. Hold on. Barack Obama said it took several days to count every ballot in 2020. And it's very likely we won't know the outcome tonight either. So please keep a few things in mind as you make your voice heard today. Thousands of election workers around the country are working hard today. Respect them. Thank them. Don't share things before checking your sources. Let the process run its course. It takes time to count every ballot.
Giving everybody a fair warning right now. You might not like my language in this video, so if you got sensitive ears, move on to the next video. Now, somebody get this message to Barack Obama. It is very important. He really needs to hear this. Barack Obama, shut the fuck up. Seriously, Barack Obama. We have zero respect for you, Obama. No one wants to hear from you, Barack. Nobody respects you. Okay, you are a liar just like Kamala Harris. And we know what you up to, Barack Obama. You want them to steal this election, and you probably are helping with it. Yeah, you want it to happen. You want this election to go on for days, talking about we should be okay with the votes being counted days later. No. You want us to be okay with cheating, and we're not, okay? We're not. We know you were calling the shots for Joe Biden, and you will be calling the shots with Kamala Harris. You want your fourth term, and it's not happening, Captain. This is why we have to win, y'all. So we don't have to hear from this fucking clown, Barack Obama, anymore. And you didn't even deserve to be the first black president. Somebody else should have been the first black president. You are an embarrassment to America and to the black community. You didn't even give a shit about black people. So when I say fuck you, I mean that, Barack Obama, from the bottom of my shoe.
Like I said, it was a landslide. 312 to 226. It was a landslide. So hold on. Who was they talking about? Hold on.
The First Lady of the United States.
You even got Asians voting. Whew. I want y'all to see something. Sources tell me Barack and Michelle Obama have just boarded a private jet and are leaving the country. Thank God. Thank God. Get the hell out of here. Cardi B losing it. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, Cardi, you don't got to leave like that. Hold on.
Prosecute on this. Are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage
No.
or that care for any for a miscarriage?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize removing an ectopic pregnancy?
No.
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
No.
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
No.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris, in a speech recently, said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, treatment for miscarriage is allowed under the law, and there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related, and so it's misleading to use that as an example.
It's not only misleading, but it scares women away from getting access to health care, and it leads women to not go get healthcare treatment when they desperately need it.
Oh, so, oh my God, I'm tired of that. So with that being said is people was getting the wrong information. People was getting the wrong information. Oh, this was bad right here. This was bad. That was bad. New monument in DC. Okay, that was bad. Hold on, I'm trying to get something for y'all because I want y'all to see something. Trump wins Arizona. Oh, Jack Smith is in process of closing Trump criminal cases. So let me ask y'all this question. Are y'all still going to sit back and say he a felon? Because his charges are being dismissed. So is Trump still a felon? Is anybody going to even talk about that? Is Trump a felon now that his charges are being dismissed? Because if that's the case, a lot of y'all that got y'all charges dismissed and sealed, that means that y'all still felons, right? Let's make this make sense. I'm trying to get something for y'all. Again, I'm about to show the difference between, I hate to say this. I'm going to show the difference between the church that's supporting wrong leaders versus when God is really in something and things just happens. Okay? I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all something. These meltdowns are real. Okay, here it is. Here it is. After Trump victory speech, right? Ain't nobody had to be pumped, prime, or nothing. This is what happened. Check this out.
When I
and they asked me, why do I go to Trump rallies? I'm gonna put it to you like this. You see every nationality in there. Ain't no fighting. Everybody's loving on each other and praising God together. I would rather be with the real folks that know that everybody have a sin, everybody have a problem, versus being with these fake ass folks that have demons going up in their pulpits and acting like everything is okay. And then if you say something about them, then you're wrong. Well, let's go here. Earlier, somebody misspoke and said, oh, well, you was knocking down the door to be in that pack. I was never knocking down no motherfucking door to be in nobody pack. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to keep it gully. And the gully part is this. When people cannot accept being wrong or being chastised when they wrong, they tend to turn and say it's an attack. Well, when you sit back and listen to the people that says, oh, you're attacking this person, you're attacking this person, you sit back and look and you wonder, do you have that father figure that was in your church life? Do you listen to your pastor? So I'm saying, so see how this rabbit hole can really go deep? And when you have people that will come to the defense of someone that's wrong, you have to side out on people. I said the best thing I could have ever did was move to Atlanta to get a clear eye, a clear view, a clear vision. Because it showed me who's really cool with me and who was really tolerating me. It showed me who was really down for me and who's not. And I'm okay with it. I just so happen to get a whole new group of friends. So I get it. They moved on with their new friends and their select old ones. I moved on with my new friends and chose not to deal with none of the old ones, except for the ones who I really rock with. But you can't tell me that Trump is evil when God circumvents all around Trump. But you got pastors, and I'm talking about well-known pastors, well-known bishops that endorse Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris totally disowned the Christian faith. Make that make sense? That's why I'm not so keen on going to people's churches no more. Oh, no, go to this church. At one point, I used to go church hopping. But now I'm not so keen on going to these churches because these churches might be full of stuff, but you don't know what they're full of. And spirits jump. So I'm cool with it all. I'm cool with it all. Because at the end of the day, I know she used the church as a pawn just to get votes. And I know some of the bishops and some of the pastors only use her to get more people to come to their church. See, one hand wash the other. But God said, love what I love and hate what I hate. So how you going to get up in church on Sundays and preach God when you loving what God hate? But then when somebody don't live the way you want them to live, oh, you not of God, nigga, and neither is you. So earlier, I loved it. I loved the hate that I was getting because it really showed me people true colors. And when you get to see people true colors, what you do after that point is up to you. I'm just saying, I'm going to play this again because this is right after the victory speech. And this is not a church building. This is a collective of people coming together to sing one song. Check it out. And I'm gonna say this: I will always rock with a Trump back rally due to the fact of, yo, I've been in so many of them. I know what it's like. A lot of people don't know what it's like, but I know what it's like. I've been there. I've been to multiple of them. I've been to 2 Kamala Harris rallies. Hold on. I've been to 2. Understand this: do not let nobody censor you. Do not let nobody censor you. And when people try to censor you, you speak. I don't care how long you've known a person. I don't care how long or how close you are to a person. Don't let nobody censor you. Don't let nobody make you feel like your voice is not to be heard. Don't let nobody make you feel like you are less than because you vote for a candidate that won. And because you stood on principle. I don't care who they are. If they really for you, then they wouldn't be coming at you like that. So I said that to say this. A lot of people was saying, oh, Dana wrong for talking. Dana wrong for coming out like this. No, you're wrong for sitting back watching and letting it go along like that. And the way speech go, it go both ways. I'm not going to shut up because y'all want me to shut up. No, I'm going to shed a light on it. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm quite sure me and Jamal, we're going to talk, and I'm going to let him know how I feel again. But I must say this. America, we did it again. You rejected Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Megan Thee Stallion, John Legend, Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama, Big Mike Obama, aka Michelle Obama, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Usher, Taylor Swift, George Clooney, Ariana Grande, Jamie Lee Curtis, will.i.am, and you chose freedom. You also rejected Tyler Perry, Spike Lee, Samuel Jackson, and you chose freedom. There's no place for communism. And I will speak out against communism every chance I get. And I say it once and I say it again. All the celebrities that said they leaving, I need you to go. Bye. 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 You're not wanted here. Bye. See you later. So with that being said, I love this right here. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. With that being said, man, God is number one. God rules. God rules. Warning to the satanic pedos. Every single celebrity who was involved in sex crimes against children is panicking for a reason. Every single journalist who covered up child sex crimes and or Pizzagate is also panicking. Let me make this crystal clear. It's over for all of you. Anyone who is guilty of committing, enabling, and or facilitating sex crimes against children will face justice. I will personally make sure of that. Congrats at Real Donald Trump, and thank you, General Flynn. On to the next phase. Facts. And the first person you see is Cardi B. Lord have mercy. So with that being said, man, I ain't hard to find. I'm definitely not hard to find. And the big announcement that I got to make is for all the artists that's in Baltimore, all of the so-called politicians in Baltimore, all of the people that supposed to have an influence. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. Because in 2027, I will be running for mayor of Baltimore. It's time to put stability and truth back in the city of Baltimore. So I will be assembling my team because I'm not taking nothing into Baltimore that's already tainted. I will be assembling my team. And I will be dropping my name in a hat in 2027 to run for mayor of Baltimore and to bring the relevance of Baltimore back to the forefront. Because right now, Baltimore is a dying city. It's a very dying city. It's time to bring relevance back. And I will say this, America last night rejected Satan and said, thank you, and embraced God. In 2027, it's time to make Baltimore great again. On that note, I want to thank everybody that support me, that love me in spite of. We got a big fight coming, and we gonna do it. We got a big fight, and we gonna do it. So for the people that rock with me in Baltimore, buckle up, because I'm coming to shake everything up. And I'm not attending no other churches. I'm not going to no other churches. So in 27, I'm going to go run for mayor. And I'm still keeping my house in Atlanta. But I'm running for mayor of Baltimore. So within the next 2.5 years, I will be writing policies and stuff that I would like to see happen in Maryland. A lot of things that I want to see reopened. It is what it is. It is what it is. I hate to see my city dying, and you got people that's sitting up there preaching in the city, but can't revive the city. Maybe that's not their calling to revive the city. And I'm not even against those pastors, because those pastors can help build the city. So I'm going to step away from acting one more time. I'm going to step away from acting one more time. Good night, Ann. I'm going to step away from acting one more time in 27. And I'm going to run hard for mayor. I'm not saying I'm going to win, but there's a good possibility that I could. Let's bring life back. And I don't think nobody can do it the way I can do it. On that note, y'all keep y'all head up high. And remember, God is the reason that everything rides high. Okay? DanaJay out. Peace.
What you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spank you. That ass down, gotta make it last now. Start off slow, and I'ma beat it up.
Swimming in you. Hey, little mama, said I wanna take her. Dipping your pool, just go for a little dive there. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.